So we've been processing 2 of our pigs today, and it's gone really well. We got a late start. It was probably after 10 before we even started.
Guys, darling. Ah, now that's our best bacon yet, right there. Look at that bacon, honey. That's the best piece over there.
We're done cutting up everything and putting it all, wrapping it all up, getting it in the freezer. They're finishing up with, well, all the grinding's done, and so the sausage has, well, the pork has been ground, and now they're seasoning it to make breakfast sausage and Italian sausage. So then all those get packaged up into 1 and 2 pound packages.
Do you want 1 pounders or 2 pounders?
1 pounders or 2 pounders what?
Of Italian sausage bags.
And when the moment is right, you confess your love.
Confess your love.
No. You care for the girl, don't you? More than anything.
Have you been getting your Marine friends to watch the video of your graduation or something?
No.
Oh, you look so.
That's like
He
the only.
doesn't know where that 400 people came from. It was like 430.
I know.
I don't
I'm
know.
like, Ben must just be showing it to his friends or something. That's.
I didn't show it to anybody. I told Ronan about it.
Told her, okay.
And that was about it.
Okay, so that probably means your parents have watched it several times, and you're.
Probably said. No, wait.
Oh,
Close the cabinet, please.
we need 5 more.
Don't go 5 pounds.
Oh, great. Whatever.
Be a little bit diluted. It's like a pound and something. All right.
Crunchy. Let's go see how the soup's going, or the broth is going. Everybody's gonna want to know why you wear sunglasses in the house, Nicholas.
Yeah. Why are you wearing sunglasses? I saw that when you first got here, so like.
He does this 24/7.
Usually, I'm very busy doing the sausage, but the kids have learned so well how to do that I haven't had a thing to do with it today. Annette's mixed up the seasoning, and Nicholas and Ben were grinding, and now they're still getting their hands in there and weighing it all out to make sure we have 5 pounds of sausage with 5 pounds, or with the seasoning for 5 pounds of meat, and it's going great in there. So I decided for once, instead of taking all of my leaf lard and putting it in the freezer for another time when I could get to it, that I would actually go ahead and get started on it because I'm not doing anything else. So I've got the lard going here on the back porch. It is so nice out here. It's 62 degrees, and it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday, May 9th. So that in South Carolina is just crazy, and I'm loving it. But anyway, the lard's going out here, and Charlie invested in a huge soup pot, cast iron soup pot that has its own individual burner. That's it right there. And so we've already taken all of the bones from that we had separated from the meat for the pork. They're in that big soup pot. We're making broth out of that, and I'll get that canned up later. Here's the lard, as you can see. A good bit's already been melted down. I just added this bit on top, so I've got to get it stirred in so it starts. And I shouldn't call this lard, I'm rendering it into lard. This is fat that we render into lard. So Nathaniel, is that it? Or is there still
should
more?
be it.
Okay. Great. It sure will be nice to go ahead and get all that lard done, and especially since I'm getting it done outside, and not have to worry about throwing it in the freezer and doing it another time. Because I still have some old fat in the freezer in order to make lard. And there's no telling when I'm going to get to that. So I'm really glad I'm getting into it now.
Go together. Do you think orange and pink go together?
Orange and pink?
Yeah. To do my hair.
Yeah, probably. Isaac, come out here and help me, please.
What do you need me to
Okay, first of all, I want you to hold this so it's just kind of flat, okay? And then I'm going to be pouring this hot oil in here, okay?
choose that one, just probably the about the right size.
I will put that on the internet.
Okay. What was he about to do?
He's making googly eyes at the camera. Got big empty coolers still laying around. This is what happens to your dining room when you've cleaned everything out of your kitchen to process 2 pigs. At least we'll get to put it all back later tonight, maybe tomorrow. And no, we're not eating pork for dinner tonight. We've pulled out beef that we processed back in January and having hamburgers. So it has been a long day finishing processing the 2 pigs that we harvested yesterday. But we've got most everything done. I was checking my phone a little bit ago for the weather because I knew it was supposed to get cold tonight, and when the last time I had checked it, it wasn't supposed to be bad, but now we're under a frost advisory. It's supposed to get down to 37 here, and every time we see that it's even supposed to dip into the 30s around here, everybody else might not get a frost, but we do. I guess it's just because we live in such a wide open area without much protection, and we're not far from a river, so anyway, we are out here now trying to cover everything up to keep our plants alive because we've got a lot of stuff that's been coming up and doing great. Buckets is a good idea.
What's that?
I was just thinking buckets are a good idea.
We need 5 more buckets. We need 5 more buckets.
Look, there's one or...
Wait, isn't the bucket gonna kill the plants? Isn't the bucket gonna kill the plants?
Why would the bucket kill the plant?
Can I still get air
What?
under the plants under the bucket?
It's just for tonight. We can take them off tomorrow morning. They'll be fine for a night.
Oh my goodness, I climb these for a living. Not really, but darn, I'm late. Darn, you're late. Greenhouse right here, Dad.
May or may not be alive. I
We still got more.
So we have some big pieces of greenhouse plastic remnants that we've used for solarizing, and now we're going to be using those for keeping the beans from getting bit by the frost.
Wait. Dad, is that gonna be good enough? No, it's maybe a little more right here because there's a hole maybe and it's like gonna go up.
Okay, Anna Claire, we can start getting some bricks and laying the bricks down.
Alright, that should do.
You gotta pull this out of this ditch, Annette. Alex.
What?
Gotta pull that out of that ditch real quick.
So hey, it's gonna frost today,
Trying to come up with
and we need to
This is a nice looking pepper plant here. I mean,
do it, get to work and do everything we need to. So yeah, let me see.
What we're doing is we're basically just trying to make sure the frost doesn't get it.
This is our one.
feel left out. I can't put my back.
Getting everything. Look what you even did. And look. Pretty much we have to do everything. We have to cover every plant. Yeah. So hey, that. And yeah, so this is everything.
Dominic, get off there, bud.
And look what Dominic's doing. He's the one. Want to see for you? There's no plenty.
Two more over there.
La la! Dominic James, stop it. La 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 la. You're ruining my video. You know that. This is what everything we're doing. And there's Broski. The Broski one. It has the stinky on it. You are showing meat to me. This is Ben.
Is this mom's YouTube?
And yep.
Have you only cut one?
Yep. We're cutting bottles so we can cover everything up. So I need to go because it's getting late and it might burst right now. So yeah. And I got whiskers on my back. So yeah.
Well, it's finally the end of the day. We got everything covered up in the garden, whether it be with huge sheets of greenhouse plastic or milk jugs, buckets. What else did we use?
I put a cup over one because I couldn't get it.
Small red Solo cups, black plant containers, whatever we could find. We got it all covered up, and I'll take you out to see in the morning how it went. We also brought in all my herbs that are ready to go out into the garden. They've been hardened off. I've just been waiting for, we've had a lot of rain recently, and now we're having this cold spell, so I've been waiting to get those out, as well as all the peppers and tomatoes that we did not plant because we ran out of room, and I'm probably just going to try to sell those. Here's a bunch of the herbs all sitting inside. Okay. And all these tomatoes and peppers aren't looking all that great because they've been knocked over by the wind, and I needed to water them today and didn't get to that. So they're looking a little droopy, but they'll pick back up when we get them back outside tomorrow and get them watered, and they'll stay away from the frost tonight. So I'll take you out with me tomorrow morning, and we'll look and see what kind of frost we got, if any, and some point tomorrow we will take everything off and breathe the sigh of relief that we managed to get out there and get it all covered up. Still working on the lard. So I have 2 pots here going. They are on their lowest setting. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quarts done over there and 2 pints. These here and these here and this pint are all leaf lard. The other ones are more of like the back fat. But we can use that for whatever we choose. It might have more flavor and smell to it from what I understand, but you know, I can still use it for frying chicken or whatever, which we don't do very often, but sometimes we do. I could use it for frying potatoes, which Charlie just did last week and everybody loved. We can use it for what else? Good night, Amelia.
Good night.
I love you. See you in the morning. So there's a variety of things that we can use it for. I always use it on my cast iron whenever after I've cooked something in it, give it a nice little wash. I always put it back on the stove, put a little bit of lard in there to give it a nice rub down. So that works great. A lot of times if I'm cooking eggs in the cast iron or whatever, you know, it always gets a little lard. So anyway, we've got a lot of that, and I'm grateful for everything that we have. And the bones are still going in here. Brewing quite a lot. Going quite a lot. Boiling away. I don't know that we can turn that down anymore. But that will be some amazing broth, and we'll leave that at least over cooking overnight. And I'm really hoping that I'm going to take those bones and get them really cooked well, and so that they become just something that I can just put in the blender and pulverize. And then I want to dry it in the dehydrator and make my own bone meal to add to our garden. So that's it for tonight. Everybody have a good night. Hopefully I'll get to bed eventually after this lard is finished rendering, but it's not too far. So good night, everybody.
And thank you for watching. Bye.